past, I've spent a lot of time on the Hill trying to negotiate policy and whatnot with the administration, Department of Interior in particular. It's been absolutely abysmal since this president's administration came into power, and I think it's a waste of my time, to be honest with you. I really do. I just to stand there and make nice with those people, knowing exactly where they're going to go with those decisions, is something I'm having a hard time doing. So just telling you right now, I don't think I'm going to go. So, and that's all I have. So with that, I guess we go to future agenda items.
Yes, sir. Dave Mendiola for the record. Future agenda items. I will bring back the snow removal agreement with the amendments that were discussed for the February 7th meeting for that one. And then also got bring back some comments on the targeted grazing draft, NOPA comments. Working on those with Jeremy, RCI right now. I think you guys have seen a draft copy of it.
Right, I have.
I can't remember. There's been about 3 or 4 of them going around, but I'm not sure if I sent them to you, but I'll get them to you.
I had them in my mailbox.
Okay. And then Pine Forest Wilderness scoping letter as well. We're working on that. And then, so we'll bring both of those back. And then retreat topics. One of the things I'll have on the January 18th meeting is essentially it's 5, maybe 6 topics that we'll delve into. One of them will be the Human Services Department. Today we just tried to cover the job descriptions and the compensation studies. What we'll get into in that is exactly how are we going to run this operation, which some of those questions came up today. So we'll dive into that. We'll have some more financial information for you based on where the revenues come from, how we'll pay for it, those kind of things. And then also the courtroom renovation project. Commissioner Hill has been involved early on with the kickoff meeting, and we did have a walkthrough with CTA. And, the numbers that they came back with just based on our recommended changes are drastically different than what we originally thought. So we'll be able to talk. They're going to actually come and present the work that they did, some new diagrams, the actual financing, what it looks like based on current numbers. And so from that, what we'll try to do is figure out where do we want to go. It's going to take a while to do the whole thing. It wouldn't be a 1-year hit anyway. And so we'll talk about that. And then I will wrap that into the capital projects discussion as well, because one of my thoughts is that I want you to think about now, and then we'll get into it at the retreat, is if we're only going to do, say, $300,000 worth of work on the courtroom renovation, and we've put aside $3 million, do you want to consider doing some additional work on one of the other projects so that we're not just focused on one project? We could get some other things done in the meantime, because those costs are going to go up too. For example, the buildings and grounds facility, the new building for them. So just some of the things I want you to think about, and we'll talk about that. There'll be quite a few others. Grass Valley, the nitrates, that engineering project, they're going to come back before the board, and they're going to present what they found so far and what we're looking at it as a phase 1, phase 2. So we've really got it down now to where we'd actually need our utility easements, where we'd put our piping. We haven't agreed on the exact place for the facility itself. There's several properties that are under consideration. Mostly they're privately owned, so that's good. And so it wouldn't have to be a BLM issue, I guess is why I'm saying that. So we've got to present you that information, give me some direction going forward, because along with that, of course, comes funding. And we've already begun a lot of those processes in terms of applying for grants, and we're really waiting on the state of Nevada, the treasurer's office, regarding their ARPA funds, which were pretty massive. And we asked for 22 million, I believe, in that one. So hopefully we'll have more information by then to present to you as well. And then there's a couple other items that I'll add, but we'll talk about it at the January 18th meeting, make sure everybody's on board with it, because these are big projects. And I really think I really need some input from the board as to each step we take and how we're going to take it. So, and that's what I've got, including what I already had, plus what came out of today.
Do we have the agenda items on board members? Future agenda items?
I just have a question, yes, Commissioner Hill. Our emergency response, Carol, then?
Yes.
Has that all been, she's here and started?
Yeah. Yeah, she started December 1, I want to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she's all set up. She's got an office down in the professional building here if you ever need to
Okay.
contact her. Again, she's part-time. We found a nice truck. Don did a good job of finding us a pickup truck.
Vacuumed it out. And
Yeah, vacuumed. Put a radio in it.
Slap
so
some
she's all ready
stickers
to
on
go.
it.
Yeah.
She's getting incorporated good. And has she been active in some of these rescues and stuff that they've been having to go out and, do you know any?
Yeah, which I'm glad you brought that up. I was going to kind of give you an update. So yes, yeah, she's been, Sean has really been including her on not only the emergency management meetings, they've been meeting on all the different, brochures and binders that she has to keep up on. So she's really gotten up to speed pretty quickly here. She's been out meeting all the fire chiefs, trying to touch bases with as many of those first responders, including the hospital. So she's done a great job of that. And with respect to rescue, search and rescue, we did have 2 occasions over the last 5 or 6 days. One, I think it was just a man and a woman were stuck up in the Sonoma. And we called out Rick Grantham and the cat. And he made it up there, and we were able to extract them out of that situation where they had nowhere to go. And then we had another one out in Golconda area yesterday, I believe, or the day before, it might have been Saturday. And that one was not as bad. They were just off the road a little way. They were just confused, but we were able to extract them as well. So
She was at the LAPCB mock-up also.
yeah.
Had a lot of good input in that.
Yeah, she's not one to back down. She knows her stuff, and she'll comment on things. So, yeah.
What's her name?
Carol Lynn. Yeah, very nice lady.
Well, that brings up a good point with that snowcat, when they come and ask for stuff with that snowcat, it doesn't get used a lot, but when you need it real bad.
Yeah, that was the big conversation that we have every year when we get asked to use it, whether it's just to go up and fix an antenna site or one of these. And sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't.
For sure.
It's a real flip of the coin. So this time it worked.
Good to hear. Thank you.
Anybody have any additional items they'd like to include?
Did you can receive a letter from BLM in regards to the sage grouse asking us if we wanted to be a cooperating agency?
Yes.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah, and I returned. I didn't know. I called Alan Shepard to see if there was a deadline on responding. So I sent him a letter just saying we definitely want to be in it. But he's never gotten back. Well, he might have an email to me this morning. But yeah, I definitely reached out.
He's fully aware we are.
Yeah.
We're lined up to do it.
Yeah, I didn't talk to him, but I left a voicemail and emailed him, so.
Yep, I got a copy of that letter too. Okay. Hey, with that, we'll go to item 19, public comment. Virtually and in the room, is there any public comment? Not seeing any public comment. This meeting's adjourned.
Thank you.